Hi there, a warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining the live chat. Two very important topics in tonight's live chat. Let me welcome the participants first. A Tigray general has delivered a very fiery speech. Is the general trying to torpedo the engagement process between Tigray government and the Ethiopian federal government? Why did this journal speak? Is it trying to undermine the improvement of relations between the federal government and Tigray regional government? And secondly, it seems that now, uh, if you want to donate something in Ethiopia, to improve the lives of those who are suffering, you need to be supporter of the government's position. Otherwise, your cooperation is not going to be accepted. FBN join. Welcome, FBN. Good to see you. First comment tonight is from FBN. Secondly, we have Mulugata, GX VN. Mitiko Dema joined too. Welcome, Mitiko Dema. By the way, do watch my video, which I uploaded an hour ago about reports of Egyptian investment in Assam. Tomorrow, I'll do a follow-up video on that. Is Eritrea going to be happy with Egyptian investment in Assam or not? Hopefully, I'll speak on that tomorrow. Kaliyab joined. Welcome, Kaliyab. Alexander Birhane joined. Welcome, Alexander Birhane. Good to see you too, Alexander Birhane. Firstly, just a few words about Worku Aytenaw. You know that Worku Aytenaw is an Ethiopian businessman who is in exile these days. A new wave joined. FBN said, what will Janal Sadkan do if TPLF sponsored terrorist cycles? The question is not clear, FBN. Anyway, so Worku Aytenaw, has been supportive of Fano during Tigray conflict. The man wore military uniform to show his support for Fano fighters who fought against Tigray forces. In fact, he built some training facilities too in Benishangal Gumuz region for Fano fighters. After a war in Tigray ended through Pretoria deal, Worku came under pressure as he continued supporting Fano fighters. And Fano fighters, back then had taken up arms against the Ethiopian federal government. So, and regional government. So, Worku's businesses came under a crackdown by the government. His factories were raided. Ultimately, the man had to flee. He is not in Ethiopia, he's abroad. His businesses being controlled by the government, not being allowed by the government to operate freely. You cannot do business in Ethiopia if you are not a partner with the government, if you are not in good books of the government. Agmas Ethiopia is a charity organization, non governmental, non profit organization. Agmas Ethiopia launched a fundraising campaign, online fundraising campaign for IDPs who are based at some IDP shelters, like ones near Debre Birhan. You know that Agmas is a group of companies too. This conglomerate of companies has several companies, and this conglomerate of companies has a humanitarian uh, entity too called Agmas Ethiopia. All these businesses, they have their charity institutions too. That is how they support the government. That is how they get close to the government. Anyway, Ustaz Abu Bakr, who is a Muslim, influential, notable person, he's CEO of this Agmas Ethiopia charity organization. By the way, in which capacity was he appointed as the CEO? Uh, Worku Aytenaw donated 15 million beers for the fundraising being done by Agmas Ethiopia to support the displaced people based around Debre Birhan. What happened? Agmas Ethiopia rejected the donation from Worku Aytenaw, and today Ustaz Abu Bakr shared a statement of the NGO saying that some people with political motives are donating money to support IDPs. That is why Agmas Ethiopia has closed its virtual fundraising campaign. I could not believe that when I saw that. I mean, did Worko attach any conditions when he donated 15 million bears for humanitarian operations to support IDPs? Did he attach any conditions? I am not aware of any conditions attached by Worku Aytenaw. Then why was this donation rejected by him? Well, reason is clear. Abu Bakr is close to government. Agmas Ethiopia is close to government. Worku Aytenaw is opposed to government. Agmas Ethiopia does not want to offend the Ethiopian government. That is why 50 million donation has been rejected. That is how charity work operates in Ethiopia. Ustad Abu Bakr claims to be a religious figure too, that he works for the well being of Muslims too. I don't know how he justified the decision to reject the donation from Worku Aytenaw. Peace and love join. Welcome, peace and love. MMT here. Skandarevat Kadko. Duolingo says, just wondering who makes the translation for you. Yini Musica here. Mekonnen Said joined. Welcome, Mekonnen and Yini. Well, not one person. It's not difficult for me to get translation, by the way. Translations. I have to get translations from Afan Oromo, from Tigrinya, from Amharic, from Somali, from Afar. Auto translations are not accurate. You cannot trust auto translation. So lots of people help me. Some are viewers, some are friends, some contacted me. They said, Sajid, we know that you are doing your work in an impartial, neutral manner. We're here to support you. Anytime you can send us a text, we will share translation with you. Translation will be neutral. It won't be biased. And we are doing this work to support your work because you are the only one who is covering the Horn of Africa in a neutral and unbiased manner. That's just appreciation of your work. Some of them cannot afford to financially support me. They say this is the support which we can give. Uh, so I have welcomed it. I really value these people. So it's not difficult for me to get translations. Uh, there some other people I think got in touch recently. They wanted to translate for me. I said no. I already have a group of translators. So I can get translation, no problem with that. And I can cross check too. It's not that just I have one or two or three translators. And then viewers, they help me a lot. You people help me a lot. I think. Let me speak for a few minutes about Tigray channel, who is trying to torpedo the engagement between Tigray government and the Ethiopian federal government. Is he deliberately trying to undermine the engagement? Is he not happy with some progress made by Varade during Varade's recent visit of Addis Ababa? Mamo says you have your PP agents translating for you. No, I talk to people from all sides. I can cross-check translations too. And those in touch with me have been with me for 5 years now almost. I know their loyalties too, by the way. Some of them are my friends. I can easily cross check. And they don't deceive me, by the way. There are people in Ethiopia, by the way, who are hungry for truth. And those people support me. They say that whatever their loyalties are, but they want truth to be told. And this is what everyone should demand. That whether you watch a Tigrania or a Amharic or a Phanoromo or English YouTube channel or read the posts of their activists, always tell the people to speak the truth. Don't let yourself be deceived. People are deceiving you. There are some who don't want to be deceived. They say they want to hear the truth. And these people, I think, are supporters. And most of the people who watch my Vision News, they're the ones who want to hear the truth, I think. Zakaria says, how can you collect information if you are by yourself? Well, as I said, I have translators. Same is the case with the people who give information, lots of people. No problem for me to collect information. Drillville says, why don't you make announcement post for your live the day before you go live? Well, I go live almost on daily basis. We had just a few days of break, but I'm back almost on daily basis. We have live chats. Let me speak a little about what the channel said, then we'll end the live chat viewers. You know that of Addis Ababa improved relations between the federal government and Tigray. Why? Because immediately after Varade met with Ethiopian PM, effort companies' accounts were unblocked. Thousands of employees were affected. Salaries had stopped. But after Varade's intervention and his talks in Addis Ababa, effort companies' accounts were unfrozen. And then we saw that when Varade returned to, he met with Commercial Bank of Ethiopia officials too, and CB ensured that it will ensure there is enough supply of cash in Tigray, and loans will also be given to entrepreneurs, etc. And when Varese returned to Makale, suddenly the issue of shortage of food aid at HITSATs was launched. Who launched the issue? Where is the government or TPL? Well, uh, I think that there are some forces in Tigray which are not happy with the way where they uh, recorded some progress in Addis Ababa. Abiy did not meet with TPLF leaders. He met with Varede only. Emmanuel Assefa and Teklai Gebremedin were not allowed to enter the room where they met with Abiy. So it seems that some people in Tigray are not happy with that. Maybe that is why the issue of food shortage at HITSATs was suddenly highlighted, where the government had to issue a statement. It started fundraising campaign, but now federal government officials are saying that they have been providing food aid to HITSATs regularly, no change, no decrease in the food aid. Why is that suddenly there is famine, there is food shortage? It means that the some groups in Tigray, they don't want Varede to deliver. So food aid issue raised, and then General Johannes spoke. John Madith, General Johannes, who is basically in charge of Tigray military, which is deployed in southern Tigray, in Raya. But he's threatening that he will take IDPs by force to Humera Volkai Sagre. What did General Johannes say? General Johannes, is seen as one of those Tigray generals who are very close to TPLF. Some say he is TPLF general. Mashubijine, Johannes, Migbe, then the head of peace and security. They are accused of being very close to the TPL. So at a crucial time when Varede is trying to continue administering the region, Johannes, in his fiery speech, called Prosperity Party an enemy. He said, PP is an enemy. He talked about IDPs. He said, we are not coming with aid. We're not going to IDPs with aid. Rather, we'll take IDPs from these shelters to their homes. Where? Obviously, in Humera Volkai Sag. He used very strong language. He said, we will cut the hands of those who want to create a conflict in Tigray. Enemy PPs backing groups in Afar, in Humera Volkai Sagade. Game is over. We won't allow that to happen. Well, why did he deliver this speech at this time? It's a crucial time. Tigray soldiers unpaid, teachers unpaid. Tigray ran out of cash, shortage of fuel, inflation, food prices rising. At this crucial time, when Varade is trying to convince a federal government to lift restrictions so that he could administer, Johannes is trying to torpedo, is trying to undermine the progress made by Tadesse Varade. That is how I see General Varade's fiery speech. General Johannes's fiery speech. By the way, why are these Their generals, they should do their job as military commanders in the area where they are deployed. Why do they always talk about political issues, talk about the issues which are not relevant to them? Jugula makes such mistakes too. And Johannes is known for talking politics. He should be careful. Why is he trying to undermine General Tadasevere? It's clear that Johannes is trying to undermine uh, Tadasevere. Verede post the Simdo, Johannes is the backer of the Simdo. Mashabine, backer of the Simdo. TPLF obviously cannot oppose Verede's recent moves in which he recorded some progress. So TPLF is launching channels against Verede. That is why Johannes spoke. And it's a way of putting pressure upon Tadase Verede, that Verede must deliver. He must of IDPs. How can IDPs return? I mean, the preconditions laid out by TPLF for the return of IDPs cannot be fulfilled. TPLF wants dismantlement of Humera Volkai's secondary government. It wants removal of Amhara settlers. It wants withdrawal of Takeze guards. All that won't happen. IDPs won't return. Process should start. If TPLF is waiting for the fulfillment of its preconditions, preconditions won't be fulfilled. Basically, TPLF wants a restoration of its status. We don't know what happened in Addis Ababa. Did Varede and Abiy reach any understanding about TPLF status restoration? If they reached no understanding, it means TPLF won't be happy with Varede. That is why anti-Varede channels and TPL leaders will be launched. Peace and Love says TPLF and PP reconcile. No, Varede is just a placeholder and TPLF won't let him dictate Tigray's fate. He's finished. Yeah, that's what we're seeing, that TPLF is not allowing Varede to find a way out, to be honest. Varede is trying to find a way out. But for TPLF, what matters the most is the restoration of its status. Where they could not get any assurance in Addis that TPLF will be restored. That is why TPLF not happy. Welcome, Lilo. Good to see you. Gorasha joined. Yeah, I'm leaving. Gorasha, you're a little late tonight. Welcome, Miraj. Good to see you. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the two topics which I mentioned. Worku Aytenaw's 15 million humanitarian aid has been rejected. Unfortunate, I said a few minutes ago. And is Johannes trying to undermine the engagement between Tigray government and federal government? Do watch the live chat if you've just joined and then write in comment section. Thanks for watching, viewers. I'll be back tomorrow. Till then, bye-bye.